Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be my 2024 Hot Toys collection tour. I've been collecting for about 3 to 4 years now, and I absolutely love this hobby. And I love making these collection tours at the beginning of the year because then every year you can kind of see how your collection has evolved and see what pieces you've picked up throughout the year. My collection is primarily Marvel. There's a couple different things in there, like one Star Wars piece and another Batman piece, but pretty much like all of it is MCU related. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so starting off with shelf number 1, we've got Mysterio from Spider-Man Far From Home. This is easily a top 3 favorite figure of mine. It just looks amazing. The detail and, the fishbowl, the costume, everything just looks amazing. And then you get the smoke effect too, which just gives it a lot of presence. And yeah, I just love this figure. There's not really one negative that I have with it. It just looks absolutely amazing in the collection, and if you can get it, I definitely recommend to do so. Then below that, we've got the Amazing Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield is just such an amazing Spider-Man. I really wish he got a third movie to finish his trilogy, but, he's got the best live-action suit hands down. Look at that thing. That is magnificent. Absolutely gorgeous. Then below that, we've got Vision from WandaVision. Really love this figure. I need to work on its pose, of course, but the costume looks really, really solid, and the head sculpt, let's see if I can get a good shot of that, is beautiful. It looks exactly like Paul Bettany. Then below that, I've got Stan Lee in the astronaut suit. This is from his cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's probably one of my favorite cameos he's ever been in. I think it was a great scene, and I needed Stan Lee in my collection. So that's the first shelf there. Moving on to the second one, we've got Thor from Avengers Infinity War. This is my favorite outfit that he's ever had. He's got Stormbreaker, the red and black cape, everything just looks great, and especially the costume. I just really love that black look on Thor. It looks really, really good. Then below that, we've got Loki from Avengers Endgame. This is in the flashback. You can see there with the Tesseract Cube, he's got the scepter. The face sculpt looks really good, and then I just love the whole classic outfit from Avengers 1. I think it's iconic, and it really stands out in the collection. Then below that, I've got Moon Knight. This is one of my favorite Disney Plus shows that Marvel has put out. I thought Oscar Isaac did a great job with it, and a lot of people are saying that this figure was Figure of the Year back in 2023. Just look at the detail on this thing. You can see he's got the crescent darts in his hands, the gold accents, the mummified look. Everything looks great. And I don't even have the batteries in on the head there. And you can see the white eyes kind of glow with a bit of flash from my camera here. So it gives a lot of presence, and it's definitely super detailed and looks absolutely amazing. Especially with like the cape flowing in the back there and everything. I absolutely love this figure. Then below that, we've got Civil War Black Panther. This is easily the best suit that Black Panther's ever had in the MCU. I gotta work on that pose. It looks a little stiff right now, but I gotta say I love the character. I love the figure. I thought Chadwick Boseman did a fantastic job in the role. Rest in peace. And yeah, this figure was an absolute must for my collection. Moving on to shelf number 3 here. There's actually a figure above the shelf, and that is Infinity Ultron. This is the latest figure that I've got. I picked it up at my local comic book shop, and this thing just has a lot of presence. It is absolutely massive. His weapon here is huge. The face sculpt looks really cool. It does light up and everything, but I don't tend to put batteries in my figures. It's just a tedious thing, and but I think on something like this, it would actually look really cool with all the Infinity Stones lit up and then the eyes and all that. But yeah, that is an absolutely amazing figure. Then below that, we've got Captain America from Avengers Endgame. I think almost everybody has this because it's such an iconic figure that I think a lot of people need for their collection to represent Captain America. But just look at that. The shield, Mjolnir, the face sculpt looks great. The costume is awesome, and it comes from one of the most iconic scenes in the entire MCU. So, this one is an absolute must for any Marvel fan. Then moving below that, we've got Iron Man Mark III. This one is pretty new as well. I got it maybe 3 weeks ago or so. Really great figure and one of my favorite Iron Man armors in the entire MCU. Then below that, we've got Electro from Spider-Man No Way Home. And Jamie Foxx's Electro I thought was a great casting, and I had to pose him with the like classic Electro mask that we saw briefly in the movie, even though the head sculpt everyone is saying is like one of the best that Hot Toys has ever made. But I don't know, I like that electrified look. You can see the outfit looks really good. Everything about this figure is just awesome. Then below that, this is the only non-Marvel Hot Toys that I have. This is Captain Rex from Star Wars. Really great figure and one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. So that's the first 3 shelves here. Technically there's 4, but one is just like Star Wars Black Series helmets, so we're not going to go like take a look at those in this video. But that is the first section here. So a lot of really great iconic figures, and then eventually whenever I get like Modu cases or something, then I can put Infinity Ultron along with the other ones. But right now it's just too big to fit in the Detolfs. Okay, so that's the first section. Now let's move on to my Iron Man collection. It's almost like a little Iron Man corner here. We've got the Hulkbuster, but we'll take a look at that in a second. I want to show you guys the actual Detolf shelves first. So on the first one, I've got the armored Thanos just standing guard up there, and then we've got a little mini Ant-Man just kind of, you know, you guys know the theory of how Ant-Man could stop Thanos, and that's kind of what I did here for the display. So that's armored Thanos. I love that armor, the face sculpt, the sword, like everything about this figure is amazing, and it represents Avengers Endgame, of course. Then I've got my Sideshow Carnage statue. This was an absolute must pick up. I love Carnage. He's like one of my favorite Spider-Man villains easily. I want to get a Venom to pair alongside with them eventually whenever they release one that I really like, but that's my first and only statue. Then I just have this little Iron Man Lego figure in a mech suit there. Now back to the actual shelf, we've got Mark 85 Battle Damaged and the regular one. This is easily one of the best figures Hot Toys has ever made, and I think almost every Marvel collector has this one because it's just so iconic. The snap moment, the I am Iron Man moment, like it is just amazing. And look at the face sculpt. That is awesome. And I just love pairing it alongside the regular Mark 85 just to kind of see that armor, but then also get the moment displayed. Then below that, I've got Mark 1 and Mark 5, the suitcase armor. These two are great. I do want to make like a Hall of Armor, and I want to have like 1 through like 85 or whatever, if that's even possible. I don't really know. But Mark 2 just got announced by Hot Toys, so I'll be picking that up. But for now, I've got Mark 1 and 5, and then 3 on the other shelf. Then below that, we've got the Midas armor. This one is amazing. It really stands out in the collection because it's just so different. Like there's no other armors that are like all one color besides this Midas one, and it just looks great in gold. Then I've got the Silver Centurion, really cool armor. I love the triangle kind of torso design, if that's what it's called. It just looks cool with the shoulders all pointy in that, and then he's got the like knives sticking out of the gauntlet there. That is really cool. Then below that, I forgot the Mark number, but this is the Civil War armor. This was like one of the first ones that I picked up for my collection, and it's displayed with the like Germany airport base there. It's all destroyed from the fight against Captain America. I think that one is awesome. Then we'll move on to the other shelf here. This one, we've got War Machine, and then we've got the Iron Patriot War Machine from Avengers Endgame. I absolutely love this armor. This is probably my favorite armor that War Machine's ever had in the MCU, but yeah, it looks really cool, and I highly recommend it. And it's from Iron Man 2, which is a very underrated movie. I actually love that movie. I know a lot of people don't, but I'm a big fan of the movie and a big fan of that armor. Then below that, I believe it's Mark 43, but it's the Avengers Age of Ultron armor. Really cool, underrated armor. And it actually fits inside of the Hulkbuster just like in the movie, which is really cool. I would never do it just because I don't want to scratch the paint, but if you want to put it in the Hulkbuster, you can. Then behind that one, we've got the Mysterio Illusion Iron Man from Spider-Man Far From Home. This one is also very cool because it's unique. It's like a zombified Iron Man. We've got the Mysterio mist there, and then we've got the little digitization thing because it was all a hologram. So yeah, really, really cool armor, and it definitely stands out. Then below that, I've got, I can't remember the mark name. I think it's like 80 or 81. I can't remember. I'm going blank right now, but it's the Infinity War armor. Really, really cool. I love the like the on the back there with the flying pieces. It looks really, really great, and it's just a really great armor overall, the nanotech one. Then beside that, we've got the Spider-Man Homecoming armor. This is another one that I think is pretty underrated. A lot of people don't like it because it's just a repaint of the Civil War one. But personally, I really like that like space gray gunmetal that they went with here, and I don't know, I'm just a fan of it. Then below that, we've got the Gamma armor. Now, this one is from the House Party Protocol from Iron Man 3. We saw it very, very briefly, but I like it. It's different, you know, different color, stands out in the collection, and like I said, I want to have the, like, whole House Party Protocol, so I'm going to need armors that I might not be, like, a huge fan of, like that one, but I need it to complete the collection. But yeah, that is the other shelf on the right side of the TV, just a ton of Iron Mans. Now on to another Iron Man section here. We've got the Marvel Legends Iron Man and War Machine helmets. These do light up. I didn't put batteries in them either. Then I've got the proof that Tony Stark has a heart. This isn't the Hot Toys one, but I found it online for like $100. It lights up and everything. It's really cool to put on display, especially above the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Hulkbuster. And I actually installed some lights to make it look like it's in a hangar or something. So if I click on, and that one, it looks really, really cool like that. You can see it lights up the armor well. And this is probably the most expensive piece I have in the entire collection. It was not cheap at all. And I just have it displayed with the Eye of Agamotto, and then the other arc reactor from Avengers Endgame, and then just some Marvel Civil War books. And then I've actually got the Scott Lang book from Ant-Man 3. So, yeah, I think it looks pretty good alongside the Hulkbuster. I'll probably take a few things out just to kind of clean up the display a little bit. But for now, I don't have room for those things, and that's why it's there. But, yeah, definitely one of the best pieces in my collection, the Hulkbuster from Age of Ultron. So that's like the Iron Man section, I guess. There is one other piece that's Iron Man related, but it's not in that corner. It's on the media display case right here. And that is the Nano Gauntlet, which Tony Stark uses in Avengers Endgame. So you can see here, it's 1:1 scale. We've got the Avengers Endgame logo on the display base, and this thing is awesome. A lot of people are sleeping on it, and they're getting the Hulk version, but to be honest, I think this is the must-have, because this is from Tony Stark's snap, and yes, Hulk brought everyone back, but Tony Stark sacrificed himself, so that's why I had to get that one over the Hulk version. And speaking of the Hulk, over here we've got the Thor Ragnarok Gladiator Hulk 1/6 scale in the Gladiator armor. It looks really, really good. The face sculpt on this thing, let me just show you guys. That is incredible. It looks exactly like Mark Ruffalo, but I just love it. You know, we've got the war paint on, the weapons. The whole Gladiator outfit is my favorite. The favorite thing the Hulk has worn in the MCU. I just love that look. So yeah, that's the Hulk. Now there's a couple of other Hot Toys items that aren't 1/6 scale figures, and they're just over here. So yes, I have the 1:1 scale Infinity Gauntlet. This thing is the prized possession in the collection. It is absolutely massive. It lights up. It definitely represents the whole like Infinity Saga in my opinion, and it represents the best villain in the MCU thus far. Just look at this thing, the craftsmanship that went into this, the paint job, like everything is great. It's also a product that is long sold out, so it's very, very difficult to get. I was lucky enough to find it at my local comic book shop for retail, but a lot of people are reselling this thing for like double, triple, even quadruple the price. So I'm very, very happy to have that in the collection. Then below that, This is the last Hot Toys item I have. This is the Tumbler from The Dark Knight, one of the most iconic vehicles in any comic book movie, and I am so happy to have it in my collection. I do plan to collect some Batmobiles, like I want to get the 89 Batmobile and then the Robert Pattinson Batmobile, and then stack them and make it almost look like a garage or something. I just love this vehicle though. I grew up watching the Nolan trilogy and I love this Batmobile. Easily my favorite live action Batmobile. But yeah, that is it. It's just displayed with some CGC comics in the background. I think it looks pretty good alongside the Infinity Gauntlet and my comic book display here. But yeah, that is the Hot Toys collection. Let's just take a look at it again. So that's kind of what it looks like. Don't mind the random items keeping the doors open there, but I think it's pretty good. This is probably about 3 or 4 years worth of collecting. I'm really proud of it. It's definitely going to grow, of course. But yeah, that's what the collection is looking like at the beginning of 2024. Okay, so that concludes the video. Thank you for watching this collection tour, guys. Let me know down below in the comments what you recommend for me to change or what I should pick up this year. I've got a bit of pre-orders going. There's some pretty exciting ones like Iron Man Mark 6, Mark 2, Venom from the Spider-Man 2 game, and some No Way Home villains like Doc Ock and Green Goblin. So by this time next year when I make my next collection tour video, I should have some pretty awesome additions. But let me know what you guys recommend down below in the comments. I also plan to add some different display cases, maybe some Maji cases or the new IKEA cases that are replacing the Detolfs. So I think there's going to be a lot of change in the collection by January 2025. But let me know any recommendations you guys have for me. Other than that, I thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see more videos just like this one, make sure you guys subscribe. And other than that, I hope you all have a fantastic new year and I will see you in the next video.